Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and those in between, welcome. Today, we are taking a deep dive into Denmark, a country full of hidden gems and fascinating facts, and we will explore one of its most haunted landmarks, Dragsholm Castle. First, let us talk about Denmark itself. It is a land with a rich history. With its roots with the Vikings, seafaring warriors who sailed the seas of the earth, to its modern day culture is built on values like Janteloven. Janteloven is a social concept. You are no better than I am. It shapes Danish society and is a key part of their national identity, which is propounded by Danish-Norwegian author Aksel Sandemose. Janteloven is a set of social norms that discourage individual boasting, self-promotion, expressions of superiority, but emphasizes humility, collectivism, and equality. You might have heard some of famous Danes. Take Soren Kierkegaard, considered the father of existentialism, or Hans Christian Andersen, the literary icon who gave us classics like The Little Mermaid, The Ugly Duckling, among others. His 156 stories have been translated into over 125 languages. And in science, there is Niels Bohr, the Nobel laureate who advanced atomic theory, whose own son, Ege Bohr, also won a Nobel Prize in physics. Denmark also holds some unique records. Did you know the Danish flag is the world's oldest continuously used national flag, dating back to 13th century? And if you have ever been to Copenhagen, you will see why it is called the city of cyclists, because it has more bicycles than cars. Speaking of Copenhagen, the national capital of Denmark, one of its most famous spots is Tivoli Gardens. Opened in the 1840s, it is the world's second oldest amusement park and a place that blends nostalgia with pure fun. In fact, Walt Disney himself was so inspired by Tivoli that he drew ideas from it for Disneyland. The little country with big impact and the least corrupt country in the world is not just a country of picturesque villages and happy people. Beyond Copenhagen, you will find Kronborg Castle, a UNESCO declared World Heritage Site, known to the world as the setting for Shakespeare's Hamlet. Legend has it, the mythical warrior Holger Danske sleeps in the castle's basement, ready to awaken if Denmark ever needs him. The Danish alphabet has 3 letters not found in the English alphabet. All the 3 are vowels and come after the letter Z in the alphabet. The United States bought the Virgin Islands, part of the West Indies, from Denmark in 1917. Denmark is the world's largest producer of ranched minks. Another prominent site in Denmark is Christiansborg Palace, where visitors can explore royal stables, medieval ruins, and grand halls used for official ceremonies. The palace underscores Denmark's identity as a constitutional monarchy. Now let us travel to Dragsholm Castle, a place where history and hauntings collide. Established in the 12th century, it is one of Denmark's oldest buildings. Originally a bishop's palace, it was later turned into a state prison for nobles and clergy after the Reformation. Some of its most famous prisoners have truly grim stories. There was Joachim Ronau, the last Catholic bishop of Roskilde, and the infamous Erik Munch, who was imprisoned for abusing tenants and later took his own life. But the most famous inmate of all was James Hebburn, the fourth Earl of Bothwell. He was the third husband of Mary, Queen of Scots. After her abdication, Bothwell fled to Denmark and was imprisoned at Dragsholm, where he eventually died. It is said his ghost still rides through the courtyard in a spectral carriage even to this day. Today, Dragsholm Castle is no longer a prison. It is a luxury hotel with a Michelin-starred restaurant. But its reputation as one of Europe's most haunted castles persists. Witnesses and psychics claim to have seen three resident ghosts: a grey lady, a white lady, and the Earl of Bothwell himself. During my stay here, I had dined at its restaurant. Although it is a Michelin star restaurant, it was hardly extraordinary to me, except to satiate the hunger. But I liked the castle and its premises. The castle's turbulent past as a prison to its modern day transformation into a hotel, it stands as a symbol of endurance. It is a place where you can dine on gourmet food while surrounded by centuries of history and stories. A perfect example of the unique blend of past and present that defines Denmark, while surrounded by centuries of history and stories. What I have discovered during my visit is, in Denmark, what they say is what they mean, and they honor what they say. Otherwise, they don't say. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and those in between, I thank you for joining me on this short tour of Denmark and Dragsholm Castle.